welcome to another episode of Anderson TV. I'm Josiah Anderson, so going to talk about life versus death, truth about abortion. Now, I remember creating an Instagram live in 2022 of me talking about the overturning Roe versus Wade, and also I defended, of course, abortions. And, well, since I'm a conservative now, my position on abortion has changed. So, I will talk all about it and why do I think, okay, abortion is indeed murder. So, we'll be right back. So, I remember watching this documentary in was it August or September of last year? It is called Uncle Tom Politics. So it talks about conservatism in the black community. And there's this specific segment in there that it talks about Margaret Sanger. So who was the founder of Planned Parenthood, which still exists today. So Margaret Sanger, of course, who was a eugenist or something. Let me know if I pronounced that incorrectly. So, into eugenics. She said that the biggest sin in the world was bringing children to the world. Well, and also, there was something that she written in the book, or in a book she wrote, or something like that, says that she does not want to know that she's trying to depopulate the black community. So it concludes that abortion was originally meant to be a ploy to abort not just black babies, but babies of all races, including babies with disabilities as well. So, anyways, when I support abortion, of course, I would say, okay, there are some legitimate grievances to it, so why can't we keep abortion? Well, it is murder. I mean, full stop, it is murder. So anyways, Margaret Sanger, let me just say, was a racist. And no one in the pro-choice movement want to admit that the founder is indeed a racist and want to depopulate the Negro population. So, also there are abortion procedures going on as I do this video, and probably as you are watching this video. So, this is really a depopulation type of thing, so which is a big part of the Great Reset and a globalist policy, part of the globalist agenda. So which is why in the world would you want to abort someone just because of what they look like or what disability they have? I know that as a guy, it is not my position to say what goes on in a woman's body, what goes on during the pregnancy. But is it even ethical to do that? Is it ethical? And is it acceptable to do that? I remember watching a video with Senator John Kennedy of Louisiana. Of course, he would talk about this particular abortion procedure where that the baby is born, fully born, I think after 24 weeks, I believe. Of course, then they would clamp the baby with these type of clampers. See the video for yourself and let me know.
Forward. Okay? Let's take a baby at 21 weeks. Hold up, Mike. This is a baby at 21 weeks. Okay? The baby can feel pain, right?
Yes.
And the baby's pretty developed, right?
Yes.
And do you know the name of the procedure that the doctor would use to abort that baby at 21 weeks?
I'm not a doctor, but I believe it's a DNR.
It's called dilation and evacuation. Is that right?
As far as I understand, yes.
Yeah. And first, the doctor would dilate the cervix, and then the doctor would take what's called the doctor would call it a Sofer clamp. It's really a pair of pliers with sharp teeth on the end. And without giving the baby any pain medication, the doctor would go through the vagina, through the uterus, and start tearing the baby apart. Is that right?
As far as I understand the procedure.
Yeah, and she might start with the legs and pull them out, and the arms and pull them out, right? And then she might go for the heart or the spine and just pull the baby out piece by piece. Is that right? Without giving the baby pain medication.
That's what I understand the procedure to be.
Okay, but then you got to get the head out. The baby's dead, but maybe not. Maybe it's still in pain, but then you got to get the head out. And even with the cervix dilated, you got to get the head out, which is hard. So then the doctor would go in and use those pliers to crush the baby's head. Is that right?
As far as I understand.
And then she'd pull the head out, the crushed skull out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Senator Kennedy, your time has expired.
You see that? Do you see that? That is what people want to defend. And some people might say, oh, this is rare. Well, it should not even be rare. This shouldn't be happening at all. It's like with the men and women's sports, biological men and women's sports thing. That should not happen at all, even if it's rare. So the idea that you would defend something like this, it just shows how stupid you are. Yeah, I know women have a right to the body, but the baby is a body of its own. Does it have a choice? So anyways, abortion was meant to be a racist thing. It was meant to be a depopulation type of thing. So, which is why that I could have addressed this in my book. I didn't really address this in my book, Revelations about Democratic Party. But I have mentioned something called GNT, or Globalist Nomenclature Theorem. Write this down. Globalist Nomenclature Theorem, or GNT for short. I'll probably explain the different video of what this exact theorem is. But I'll tell you that it is how they use words. It is how people will use words that sounds nice, like sustainable living, going green, now abortion. So, anyways, it is not a thing that empowers you. So, if you really believe that it could abort a baby right after it is born, there's obviously something wrong with you. And of course, I would hate for anyone who is expecting a baby with a disability. I mean, what does that say about me? That I support killing babies with disabilities? No. It's why that the Republican side, they care about people with disabilities. They care about people with Down syndrome. They care about people with autism. They do. And do not talk about the time that Trump made fun of that reporter with the disability. I would do the same thing. Don't even try to bring that up, because I know what you're trying to do. You just assume that people with disabilities would vote Democrat all the time because they're being told to. They're being pressured to. They're not able to think for themselves, but rather have someone else think for them. And then they'll rather vote for a Democratic Party, which is the party of slavery, party of the Ku Klux Klan, party of Jim Crow, party of abortion until the 9th month, full of perverts, pedophiles, psychopaths, and bigots. I'm so glad that I left that regime. I'm now leaning towards common sense. And I regret doing that 2022 live stream. I regret a lot of things a lot of the videos that I have done while I was an independent, while I was a Democrat. But to be fair, because I'm all about being a little bit fair, I don't believe abortion should be banned federally. And that's not going to happen. If it does happen, that's using the federal government getting in the way. And Republicans are supposed to be about small government, so just leave it to the states. And there is some misinformation from the mainstream media about how they report, oh, someone got killed because they couldn't get an abortion. Well, that was probably from a birth control pill. Like this particular case in Mississippi. See, sometimes mainstream media would like to justify something that just because that abortion is banned after a particular week, I'm able to do it. So anyways, here's what I think about abortion. It is murderous. But I also believe that if you have a legitimate reason, for getting that, if your life is in danger, if you've been raped, if incest is involved, yeah, of course you can. But for all other unnecessary reasons, like the child has a disability or something like that, you better get out of here right now. No way. So anyways, if you have a disability, if you have a learning disability, if you have a visual disability, if you have a hearing difficulty, if you have any type of disability or something like that matter, and if you're for abortion, you are for the mass genocide. You are for the mass genocide of people with disabilities, people with Down syndrome, babies. You are for that genocide. That's real genocide I would much rather address. So if you don't believe me, Google is free. It surely is. So anyway, life versus death. I'm pro-life, not pro-death. Life begins at conception. So the unborn even have rights as well. If the unborn is here in America, you are entitled to those rights that go beyond the Constitution. So anyways, in John Locke's Second Treatise of Government, that's where Thomas Jefferson's Declaration of Independence came from. That's where Declaration of Independence came from. John Locke's Second Treatise of Government. So we have unalienable rights. that come from God, not from government. They are irrevocable, non-transferable, and unsellable. So it means you can't touch my rights, government. I already have my freedom. So, yeah, you have the freedom to choose. But what about the unborn baby? I am still new to this. I'm still new to the game. I'm still doing more research about this. And I'm pretty sure in a future video I will come up with more information about abortions, because I know that it is that as a guy, of course, I would say that, oh, abortion is murder. Indeed, it is. But I'll also say that if you have a legitimate reason to get an abortion, if you have a good reason, were you raped, were you involved in incest, or is your life in danger? Of course. That's what I say. But for any other reason, absolutely not. So anyways, I do not want an entire population to be killed off. This is Soviet Russia all over again. Soviet Union. I mean, probably in a future video I'll talk about communism. Since I took a course with Hillsdale College on this, so we'll be right back. All right, everyone, so that is it for this video. So if you haven't already, please buy both versions of my new book, Revelations about the Democratic Party. You could get it for $7.99 on Amazon, or get the paperback version for $18 on Amazon as well. So there will be future books coming out or not, but I will let you know. So anyways, also watch the special episode that I'm doing with Samuel Hampton, who is a member of the Yuma County Libertarian Party based in Yuma, Arizona. So please check out that special episode on YouTube, or on Rumble, or on Instagram. So anyways, that is it for this video. I'm Josiah Anderson signing off. Goodbye, everyone.